He is the youngest American to visit every country in the world as one of the world's most traveled people. Today, we welcome Lee Abamonte with some of the hottest winter getaways and the importance of travel insurance to protect you and your entire family. Lee, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, John. I really appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, you're an experienced traveler. Travel insurance is something that you rely on. So how can it help with families and children, especially seniors?
Well, travel insurance really can help anybody, whether it's an individual, a family with just a couple with children, or especially seniors, because you're investing a lot of money into your trips, and whatever it costs you, you don't want to lose that. So you want to hedge your bet with travel insurance just in case something happens. I use Allianz travel insurance because they cover pretty much any reason that a trip might be canceled or delayed, or especially if you get sick, injured, or anything out of the country, because a lot of times your medical insurance here in the U.S. won't cover you abroad.
Definitely a good thing to have. Lee, obviously you've traveled to many different places, and it's a big travel season with the holidays coming up. So what types of trips are best for travel insurance, and how much can someone expect to pay?
Well, any trip where you leave the country is good for travel insurance because you won't be covered, like I said, by your medical insurance. So anytime you leave the country, whether you go up to Alberta, Canada, or you go to Sydney, Australia, it's good to be covered because you never know what could happen. You could slip and fall and break your leg, or you could get sick, or your flight could be canceled. Whatever the reason is, you want to make sure that you're covered. And like I said, I use Allianz travel insurance. I have an annual policy. I think that's great. So if you leave the country more than, say, 2 times a year, I would suggest that's probably the route to go. And in terms of cost, it's a negligible percentage based upon the actual total investment that you're making in your trip, and it's generally about 5 to 7% of the cost of your trip.
Yeah, so what happens if there's an emergency, Lee, you need to cancel? Can travel insurance protect your non-refundable travel expenses for tickets, for hotels, for cruises?
Yeah, basically for everything, as long as it's a covered reason. And additionally, a company like Allianz Global Assistance, they have a presence worldwide, which is the reason that I use them. So if you're in France, or if you're in Australia or South Africa, they'll have somebody on the ground who lives there, who knows the lay of the land, and can help you when you're there with whether it's medical or with travel help. And so you feel like you have a friend even when you're out of the States.
24/7, that's got to be a great thing. So what are some of the hot spots for travel this holiday season?
Well, according to a recent survey done by Allianz Travel Insurance, it's Chicago is the hottest domestic spot this Thanksgiving and holiday season, and internationally, not too surprising, it's actually Cancun. People trying to escape the cold weather here in the States, but those are the 2 hottest spots right now.
You got the polar opposites. One actually very cold, one pretty warm. I like that. Lee, where can you go for more information?
You can go to AllianzTravelInsurance.com, and if you're interested in winning a trip to the New York Times Travel Show from Allianz Travel Insurance, you can go to TravelConfident.us, and if you want to learn a little bit more about me, you can go to LeeAbamonte.com.
All right, Lee, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate that. Safe travels to you, and much more Low Country Live with us in a moment. Stay here.